Just to address real quick before I start this mock draft, I normally am going to have the face cam going for y'all. I want to have the face cam going for y'all. Just today, had some technical difficulties with the camera, unfortunately. Got to figure them out. And, I already have it recorded and everything, and it's already 6 o'clock. I don't want to waste no time with any of that. I just want to get to editing it, releasing this for y'all, and I'm going to figure out the face cam very soon and get it right back. Appreciate y'all so much for tuning in, and let's get right to it. All right, how's everybody doing today? Welcome back to You Don't Know Ball. And I got, as I promised, back with another 3-round divisional mock. We're going NFC East today because, like I said, logically, we just got to go in order. NFC East up next. No more BS. Let's just get straight to it. All right. So number 2 on the clock, we have the Washington Commanders. Okay, so timeout. I just noticed. I'm not even kidding. I just know. I was so sure that Caleb was just going to go number 1. But sure enough, he didn't. So that makes my pick way too... Just way too easy. All right, on to the Giants next here, number 6. And how are the boards falling? So we got Marv next, and then Malik, then Rome. So the 3 receivers in a row, which is definitely crazy. So then we move on to number 6, and then I got to think how I want to go about this because, like I said before, I'll take the bait for now. As we've heard recently, Daniel Jones is the Giants guy. The locker room still behind him. Dabo's still behind him. All right, well, if that's the case, we don't think about QB yet. I think that's definitely going to be headed towards next year. But hey, in the meantime, this sort of makes me think and say, well, then if the board's falling this way and that's how you want to play right now, I think that it gets tough because I was gonna say Joe Alt for sure, but now I'm like Brock Bowers as well. If you want to give your guy the generational tight end, and like I've been saying, I think has been made very clear recently, if you have an elite tight end, it makes the QB job so much easier. We've seen this throughout the course of history, not even just recently, but I think it's never been more evident than recently. It is a tough pick, but here's my thing and what I'll say about it. I think that as of right now, I'm going to say Brock Bowers, the for sure guy. And you know what? If you're still believing Daniel Jones, and like I say too, if you want to give Evan Neal another year, see if that wasn't a wasted pick. Because if you take Joe Alt right here, it kind of does it makes it hard with the situation with Evan Neal. So you know what? Brock Bowers, in this draft, you are a New York Giant making Titans, because Titans would have been able to take him next, but yeah, not in this one. All right, on to pick 22. Got the Eagles right here. And, I'm going to think about this one for a second. I'm definitely going to think about this one. All right, like I'm telling you, this was another one of those ones where I really had to sit here and think about it for a while. But with all that said, I landed on finally, you know what? I'm going to say Eagles saying to themselves, look, Jalen, we just paid big, and we're already seeing how it's going to affect things. And I think, with that being said, you want to get another young skill position guy on, you feel me, which should be a 5-year deal. So you just take all that together. You say, you know what? Give me the guy who is just, we know Devontae's already a speedster, but he's different type of speedster. He's got a lot of tools in his bag. And this man also has a lot of tools in his bag also. But just give yourself the pure just burner. And you know what? I like Troy Franklin right here to the Eagles. Definitely an interesting pick. All right, pick 24. We got the Cowboys here coming up. Definitely got to think about this one for a second. Definitely got to think about this one. Here the Cowboys are saying, we just lost Dan Quinn. And we just had, obviously, a corner coming off historic year. But as much as Darren Bland has obviously had an amazing year, I think you say to yourself, look, Stephon Gilmore's getting older. We got to figure out what we're going to do outside of that. You get a guy who's just really, really good at man coverage. He still has, obviously, a lot of things to work on. But I think the Cowboys will be the perfect system to bring him into, where it's going to be where you already have your man guys, and then that obviously how they're being coached is to play the ball. I think that of the corners on the board right now, in my opinion, I think Ennis fits the best right here on the Cowboys. I love him right here. All right, pick 36 here. The Commanders back on the clock. All right, so I decided, I did want to make a reach pick right here that I would really love to see, but I'm not going to do it. I'm going to say to protect Caleb, right? We got to go all line. I mean, it's simple. And I think somebody who's rising the boards quickly, I think he's going to keep rising more and more. I like Zach Frazier right here. Wherever you want to play him out of the interior, go ahead. I think plugging him at center is obviously the play, but the point is versatility, and the Commanders just have a lot of needs at the O-line. Call it what it is. Zach Frazier right here, I love it. And you know what? This to me is a pick for the Giants where, all right, if we're going all in on seeing if Daniel Jones is our guy, why not right here? You know what I mean? Let's double up on the offense and let's go with a pick that may be a little more risky. What I'm trying to say, but the upside of it is just fantastic. I mean, if Keon Coleman ends up working out, Keon Coleman is going to be just a really, really hard target to guard for a very long time. He has the frame. He's got a lot of tools you want. We just want to see the separation increase. And if he come to the Giants, get with the right coaches, improve his game in the right areas, this could be a crazy, crazy lethal spot for him with the way that this draft fell. And you know what? I love it right now. Let's go Keon Coleman right here, the Giants. Pick 40, we got the Commanders right back on the clock. And you know what? Because now it doesn't feel as much like a reach. Like, I feel like now I'm comfortable making this pick because I think he's going to keep rising up the boards. I think you'd see him go before where he is ranked on this current PFF board. And the more I watch him, the more I like him. And so who I'm going with here is I'm going Ja'Tavion Sanders, Texas tight end. Now, if you're not really familiar with Ja'Tavion, you just need to get familiar, go watch some tape. And also just a lot of things. The way the man blocks, the way he can be versatile, the hands. I think, especially if you could pair him with Caleb, that would be prime time. All right, on to pick 47. We got the Giants right back on the clock. And I really don't have to think about this one too much. I'm going to just say, look, again, going all in on Daniel Jones, and even if not, even Daniel Jones is the guy, then you know what? We're building around for the future. Got to protect our QB. Graham Barton, you're kicking him to the inside, and you're loving it. Getting him this late, I think, again, the guy's going to keep rising up and up. But the way it is right now, if you can get him right here, you got to love it. On to pick 50. Got the Eagles back on the clock. So looking at how the board fell, I'll be honest, this was kind of a tough pick. But how I'm looking at it, kind of my initial thing, and I have to think about it more, it's just what I landed on. I'm saying if you are the Eagles, you're saying to yourself, look, the safety situation is not the best. Whether you want to give Reed more time or not, I'll leave that up to you. But I'm going to say this. Kevin Byard, as was shown this year, unfortunately, is not the same Kevin Byard he used to be. He's getting older, and you got to figure that out. So with the way the board fell right now, I'm saying if you're getting Tyler Nubin right here at pick 50 and you're loving it. Again, this would be very similar to what I've said about a lot of players today, where I think as the board, as we move here, I think Tyler Nubin's type of person where maybe going a little earlier than this, right? But hey, I'm just taking the cards that I'm dealt, and I'm loving it. So, to the Eagles, Tyler Nubin. All right, we got the Eagles right back, and at pick 54. All right, so after thinking, I had to give this one some thought. I think, again, if you're the Eagles, you're in a situation where you are in a zone where you can reach a little bit more because, as obviously we've seen, the Eagles, besides the absolute collapse they had midseason, but still have a lot of talent on the roster. They've shown us that they can go far, and you're saying to yourself, if you're the Eagles, we really need a linebacker right now. Like, there's zero doubt about it. It's an absolute pressing need. And you're going to reach a little bit and you say, Peyton Wilson, a guy who a lot of people, a lot of good things to say about him. I'm going to be honest with you. I have to get to a lot of his, he's one of these guys where I got to get to the tape much more. Haven't seen too much yet. But for what I have seen, I like. And I think, moreover, this is just one of those things where you're really addressing the most pressing need of something that's really killing you. And if you have a lot of needs already filled, which the Eagles do, I think you just move on to what you really need next. It is what it is. Peyton Wilson goes right here. And my first maybe big reach that I've had to do today, but I'm feeling comfortable with this again. It's definitely not a bad pick. And Peyton Wilson could keep moving up. So I like him right here. All right, pick 56, got the Cowboys on the clock. You know what? I was thinking about this one for a while, but again, it came to me rather quick once I really thought about it. Like, we know the Cowboys have no problem taking running backs early. We know that Jerry Jones is going to say, get me my running back. And I think, again, with Jonathan Brooks being, in my opinion, the guy in this class for the running back position, I'm saying, look, I have no problem right here taking Jonathan Brooks. I love it. All right, on to pick 67 here. Finally, in the third round, we got the Commanders back on the clock. All right, after giving it some thought, I landed on, you know what? We're going back to our MO here. The most pressing need where it's still left, and while still considering value on the board. I think right here, I'm saying, if you're the Commanders, you're saying to yourself, we have a big need at linebacker. We've missed on it a few times. We're going to take a shot at our guy here in the third round, and I think Jeremiah Trotter to the Commanders would be a fine landing spot. And I think if you're the Commanders, you're happy to get him right there. All right, on to pick 70, Giants back on the clock. All right, I think what I love most right here is just also once our boy sitting right up here at the top. I think I love Tavondre Sweat to the Giants. Plug him wherever you want next to Dexter Lawrence. I think you got yourself a great combo. And especially in the third round. You got to love that if you're a Giants fan. All right, Cowboys back on the clock. Let's see what we're going to do. All right, this is one of those ones I really was stuck for a minute again. But after giving it some thought, I'm saying I like Leonard Taylor III. Plug him on that interior, rotate him however you want to. I think it's a great depth pick right here. And great pick for the Cowboys. All right, we got the Eagles back on the clock. So I'm going Cedric Van Pran right here. I'm saying, look, you're getting yourself the next best center available on the clock. And obviously, it's going to be a pressing need soon with Jason Kelce. And you get him in early as possible. Obviously, it would have been ideal to have had him last year and then whatever. But it is what it is. Bring him in. You already have a bunch of great O-linemen around him. Obviously a great O-line coach. And reality situation is I think Cedric Van Pran can come in and instantly produce for them. All right, and with the last pick of the third round, we got the Commanders back on the clock, which means we're going to close out with the Commanders. Let's see what we're going to do. All right, we're going right back to the interior O-line. And I think, too, Cooper Beebe, a guy who you definitely might see rising up the board sooner than later. And if you get him right here in the third round, last pick, I think you're getting yourself fantastic value. So you got to love to close out the mock that way, right? All right, thanks so much for tuning in. We appreciate it. If you enjoyed, drop a like, drop a sub. We'd love to see you back soon. Y'all have a great rest of your day.